In the wild, a single misstep can instantly turn silence into a ferocious attack. Predators constantly stalk and close in before suddenly accelerating, forcing their prey to react in a split second. Every dodge or counterattack can turn the tide. When the confrontation erupts, what determines the victor in these perilous battles? In the rugged, mountainous regions of Africa, leopards are widely distributed and well adapted to environments featuring high vantage points. Weighing between 30 and 90 kilograms and possessing dense musculature and powerful jaws, they are capable of swiftly subduing prey at close range. Their exceptional climbing ability allows them to maintain a safe distance while gaining a tactical advantage against threats from the ground. Aware of this advantage, the pack of wild dogs does not rush in. Instead, they maintain their distance and monitor the leopard from multiple directions. Once they close the gap to striking range, they accelerate in unison, applying relentless pressure to force the leopard from its position. Upon touching the ground, the encounter shifts into a chase, rapidly shrinking the leopard's safety zone. Having lost its initial position, the leopard moves to relocate and relieve the pressure. It quickly ascends to a new high point, while the pack halts below. The encounter concludes with the leopard successfully maintaining a safe distance. Across the vast grasslands of sub-Saharan Africa, hyenas move in groups through open terrain that offers almost no cover. While a top speed of around 60 kilometers per hour allows for quick reactions, their standout advantage is the stamina to sustain long-distance movement. This enables them to maintain a stable formation, ready to adjust to changing circumstances and prepare for potential confrontations. Amidst this state of readiness with the clan dispersed around a food source, a male lion approaches closely before suddenly accelerating. He manages to pin down one individual for a few seconds. However, the other hyenas immediately circle back, constantly closing in. Faced with mounting pressure from multiple directions, the lion loses his stable footing and is forced to shift from an offensive to a defensive stance. As he becomes surrounded, the lion gradually loses control of the situation. The hyena that had been pinned breaks free and quickly rejoins the pack, while the pressure is maintained for a brief moment longer. The encounter concludes with the lion pausing to observe the scene, while the hyena clan retreats safely, maintaining their balance within this competitive environment. Across the vast African grasslands, African wild dogs operate in open terrain, requiring space to run and coordinate their hunts. Avoiding dense vegetation, they rely on clear sight lines and constant movement to assess the situation, maintaining their formation as they transition into the pursuit phase. When a warthog dives into a burrow, the pack immediately positions itself around the entrance, keeping a safe distance while controlling the area. One group applies pressure, while another blocks potential escape routes. As the space becomes restricted, the warthog is forced to bolt. The pack instantly accelerates, closing the distance and tightening the encirclement. Cornered and disoriented, the warthog loses its sense of direction and cannot break free. The dogs take turns moving in, maintaining relentless pressure until the animal is no longer capable of resistance, sealing its fate. Across the African savanna, zebras constantly move between grasslands and water sources, such as rivers and lakes, to survive. The open terrain, devoid of cover, forces them to rely on speed, reflexes, and herd dynamics to minimize risk. Instinct drives them to flee at the first sign of danger. However, as they enter the water, the herd's formation loosens, creating gaps that are difficult to control. As the herd ventures deeper into the current, a zebra foal slows down against the force of the water, losing its position relative to the others. A crocodile, having tracked the group while maintaining a steady distance, waits for the opportune moment. The instant the foal falters in its movement, the crocodile launches a rapid short-range strike, seizing the animal and gaining total control of the situation. Once captured, the foal can neither accelerate nor rejoin the herd. The crocodile uses its weight and pulling power to drag the animal underwater until it ceases to struggle. The outcome is quickly decided, as the crocodile holds the absolute advantage in the aquatic environment. The entire encounter illustrates the high risks inherent in the interface between land and water. While herd movement mitigates danger on land, individuals can still become separated during river crossings. This dynamic ensures a food source for crocodiles and maintains the balance of survival within the ecosystem. On the open grasslands, zebra herds remain constantly vigilant, with at least one individual keeping watch over the surroundings. Their quick reflexes allow the entire herd to move instantly at the first sign of anything unusual. Capable of reaching speeds of around 65 kilometers per hour with rapid short-burst acceleration and strong endurance, they typically maintain a safe distance from predators until their formation is disrupted. Seizing this moment, the pride of lions does not approach from a single direction, but fans out to control multiple positions. When the herd's movement becomes disorganized, one zebra becomes separated from the main group. Once within striking distance, the lions accelerate simultaneously, closing in from multiple sides and applying relentless pressure to prevent their prey from rejoining the herd. Isolated, the zebra cannot maintain its speed and gradually loses the ability to resist. The lions hold their positions and control the animal's movements until it comes to a halt. The outcome is sealed, and the prey provides the essential energy needed to sustain the entire pride. Across vast savannas, wildebeests inhabit areas near rivers and lakes, where water sources dictate their seasonal migrations. The open terrain, offering little cover, compels them to remain constantly on the move and maintain keen vigilance. They gather in massive herds ranging from hundreds to millions and rarely stand still. As they approach a river, the crowding intensifies. The chaos at the river crossing creates a prime opportunity. A crocodile moves slowly through the water, keeping its body low and approaching with the current. Once within striking distance, it accelerates suddenly to attack a wildebeest that has lost its balance midstream. Its jaws snap shut, clamping onto the animal and dragging it off its original path. In the water, the wildebeest cannot maintain the speed it possesses on land. The crocodile exploits its leverage and positioning to gain total control. The wildebeest is held submerged and unable to break free. The outcome favors the crocodile as it maintains its grip. This sequence demonstrates that at the interface of land and water, mass migration carries significant risk, while the crocodile requires only a fleeting moment to seize complete control of the situation. In the dry grasslands of Africa, warthogs typically inhabit areas near natural burrows, which serve as shelters and resting spots. Under normal circumstances, they avoid confrontation and move towards safety upon detecting a threat. However, when cornered in a confined space or near a burrow entrance, their behavior shifts towards aggression, creating a situation from which there is often no turning back. From a distance, the leopard observes and tracks the warthog's movements, waiting for the gap to close. Once the warthog loses its clear path of retreat, the leopard launches a rapid, short-range sprint to engage head-on. It maintains constant pressure, restricting the prey's ability to maneuver and quickly bringing the situation under control. At close quarters, the warthog cannot sustain an effective counterattack. The leopard holds its position and controls the prey's movements until it is no longer capable of resistance. The outcome is decisive, and the warthog provides the vital energy needed to sustain the leopard's predatory activities. In the bush and grassland mosaic of East and Southern Africa, impalas keep their distance from water sources to minimize the risk posed by predators. This environment compels them to remain constantly vigilant and agile while moving through open terrain. Impalas can reach speeds of 80 to 90 kilometers per hour and leap up to 3 meters high and 10 meters across, abilities that offer a brief safety advantage. However, when the herd spreads out and the gap to a predator suddenly closes, the situation turns perilous. High up in the canopy, the leopard holds a steady position, monitoring the herd below and waiting for the right moment. When an impala moves into the perfect spot and momentarily slows down, the leopard drops from above, lands within striking distance, and instantly accelerates. In just a few strides, it closes the gap and locks onto its target, seizing control of the situation. Once the advantage of speed is negated at close range, the impala loses its ability to break free from the predator's grasp. The leopard maintains its hold and body positioning to restrain the prey. In these confrontations, the advantage stems not only from raw power, but also from the ability to observe, choose the right moment, and apply pressure at the opportune time. Each species employs its own survival strategy, ranging from ambush and defense to coordinated group action, to adapt to the circumstances. In the natural world, those who endure longest are often the ones who know how to leverage their strengths at the right moment. On the vast grasslands of Africa, where lions are considered the apex predators, not every hunt unfolds as planned. In fleeting moments, advantage can vanish due to distance, reaction, or a slight misstep in timing. When that happens, the situation changes faster than initially anticipated. What truly determines victory or defeat in these seemingly certain hunts? In the African savanna, buffalo live in large herds, often moving near water sources. Maintaining distance from water helps them maintain their stamina and avoid exhaustion. They are able to identify danger and remember risky areas. Coordination within the herd demonstrates a fundamental form of tactical thinking, and is also the factor that allows any surrounding threats to be quickly detected and reacted to promptly. It is from this ability to detect danger that the lion began observing a lion cub trapped on a fallen tree trunk in the middle of the herd. When the distance was still far enough, the lion maintained its position and waited for the right moment. However, as the lion began to approach, the buffalo herd immediately changed direction and closed in on the area. The rapidly shrinking distance significantly increased the pressure just before the collision occurred. At the moment of close proximity, a male buffalo actively advanced and forcefully struck the tree trunk. The impact caused the tree trunk to break, forcing the lion to leave its position immediately. The lion cub took advantage of the opening to escape, while the buffalo herd continued to advance. The attack ended when the lion could no longer maintain control and was forced to retreat. After the coordinated reaction, the initiative was no longer with the predator. The lion's observational advantage was not enough to sustain the situation once the distance was broken. The final decision rested on the timing of the approach and the coordination within the herd. Position immediately. In the sub-Saharan region of Africa, hyenas are widely distributed in the Serengeti, Tanzania. They adapt from open grasslands to arid areas and are not dependent on a fixed food source. Hyenas, remember, recognize individuals and understand social structures. Their diverse vocalizations aid in rapid coordination, allowing the target to be quickly detected and cornered to a distance where a collision is possible. When the distance becomes dangerously close, the lioness holding the carcass and the hyena pack begin to advance from multiple directions. The surrounding positions are filled with each movement. The encirclement closes, eliminating any gaps. Increasing pressure forces the lioness to retreat when she can no longer maintain distance. At the highest pressure point, the hyena pack quickly takes control of the carcass and maintains distance for a short time. Immediately afterward, a male lion appears from a distance and advances directly into the area. The pressure shifts dramatically. The hyenas retreated quickly, unable to hold the position they had occupied. The lions reclaimed the carcass and re-established control. Once control was re-established, the situation became clear. The numerical advantage was no longer sufficient to sustain a direct confrontation. Coordination only provided a temporary advantage. Control was secured, and the hyenas had no chance of returning. Rhinos live primarily in the savannas, grasslands, and open woodlands of Africa, often appearing near water sources such as swamps and rivers. They maintain a habit of mud bathing to cool their bodies and limit parasites. This activity is repeated regularly, causing rhinos to frequently be present in open areas where other species can easily approach at close range. And any approach quickly escalates into a direct confrontation. From that approach boundary, lions observe as the rhino approaches their resting area, maintaining distance before confronting it. As the rhino repeatedly approaches to check, a lioness steps forward but quickly retreats. Immediately afterward, a lioness moves forward to take a facing position. Without stopping, the rhino accelerates and charges, forcing the lioness to react immediately at very short distances. Upon close confrontation, the rhinoceros reacted decisively, immediately thrusting its horns forward to maintain distance. The male lion was forced to repeatedly dodge and retreat, unable to maintain its initial position. No one was injured, but the attempt to quickly approach was thwarted. The rhinoceros maintained a safe distance, and the lion had no chance to turn back. On the vast grasslands of the Serengeti, zebras live in an open environment with few obstacles, where any movement is easily detected. The open space allows lions to approach at close range, while forcing zebras to maintain quick reflexes for survival. Instead of relying on hunting tactics, they rely on collective reaction and the ability to change direction, creating a state of constant readiness for danger. In this state of constant readiness, the pride of lions hides in the tall grass and begins to approach in rhythmic bursts. A lioness charges into the middle of the moving herd, breaking the distance in an instant. Many zebras change direction simultaneously, concentrating the collision in the center. The pursuit immediately shifts to a chaotic reaction in the confined space. At close range, the zebras continuously kick and cut across the attack to maintain space. A successful kick forces the lion to halt, completely disrupting its initial control. Other lions came to their aid, but couldn't maintain their attacking position. The distance was re-established, and the hunt failed as the zebra herd escaped their control. With the distance restored, the advantage was no longer with the predator. Collective reflexes and the ability to constantly change direction allowed the zebras to reverse the situation in a short time. The battle ended when the lions were forced to stop, while the zebra herd continued moving out of the area. In the tropical and subtropical regions of Africa, crocodiles are found along murky, reed-filled rivers. Nile crocodiles often lie close to the riverbanks where antelopes drink. The murky water and dense reed beds provide effective concealment. A moment of carelessness can result in prey being dragged underwater. And this advantage means any movement near the water's edge carries the risk of collision. From that dangerous boundary, the lion swims across the river to the opposite bank with a steady rhythm. When the distance is very short, the water surface changes within a narrow range, indicating hidden movement beneath. Without time to reassess, the crocodile lunges from its position close to the bank towards its target. The situation turns dangerous in an instant, forcing an immediate reaction. In the next moment, the crocodile continues to close in, maintaining its attacking distance. The lion accelerated, pushing forward with each stroke and maintaining a straight course toward the shore. The distance between them changed rapidly in seconds. The lion reached the shore just before the crocodile got close enough, then left the area. Once out of the dangerous range, the initiative was no longer in the attacker's hands. Short distances and quick reflexes were key factors. The encounter ended when the lion was out of danger. In the vast grasslands of East Africa, particularly in the Serengeti, wildebeest live in a harsh environment with high survival pressure. This forces them to maintain physical strength, quick reflexes, and constant movement. Their survival instincts are manifested in their migratory behavior and high level of vigilance, causing them to rarely stand still, always ready to react when danger arises. In this state of constant vigilance, a wildebeest separated from its herd and was immediately tracked by lions from a distance. The distance gradually narrowed with each approach. 2 lions coordinated their attack to subdue it. However, as soon as they got close, the wildebeest continuously turned and maintained a rhythmic reaction at very close range. It was at this close range that the wildebeest turned and counterattacked, using its horns to strike the leg of one of the lions. The force of the counterattack completely disrupted the attack, forcing both lions to retreat. The opening that appeared allowed the antelope to surge forward and escape the lion's control. The hunt ended when the lion lost its position. From that loss of control, the advantage was no longer with the predator. Quick reflexes and decisive reactions allowed the antelope to reverse the situation in a very short time. In the end, the lion was forced to give up, and the antelope left the safe zone. Amid the savannas and open forests of Tanzania, giraffes appear in the open areas of the Serengeti, where their long-distance vision is a distinct advantage. From their height, they can spot lions from a great distance before other species realize the danger. Their ability to read the situation and remember safe zones allows them to choose the right direction of movement. These conditions mean that any approach quickly leads to a collision. As the distance begins to shorten, a pride of lions positions themselves and finds a suitable angle to approach. They approach in stages, trying to maintain a low distance before closing in. The giraffe doesn't run away, but maintains its stance, constantly observing and adjusting its position. The pressure gradually increases as the circle closes and transitions to a direct confrontation. At close range, the giraffe continuously kicks with its legs to maintain distance and prevent further approach. The lions repeatedly closed in only to retreat, unable to maintain their attacking position. None dared to charge directly when the open space was controlled. The hunt failed as the pride of lions could not break through the safe distance. At the point where the situation stabilized, the advantage was no longer with the predators. The giraffe's keen observation and decisive reaction allowed it to hold its position. In the end, the lions were forced to retreat, and the safe distance was maintained. In many different environments of Africa, wild dogs don't rely on individual strength, but on organized movement to approach prey. They observe, adjust their position, and wait for the moment when the target becomes unstable. When a small change occurs, the entire pack accelerates simultaneously and forms an attack in seconds. What happens when just one small deviation is enough to completely change the outcome? Between dense forests and sparsely forested areas, leopards often choose high vantage points to observe their surroundings. They live solitary lives, move discreetly, and avoid direct confrontations with other species. When they detect danger, leopards usually leave their location early and move to another area, maintaining distance and preserving their advantage in the complex environment. From their elevated position, the pack of wild dogs sensed movement and began tracking from the ground. They moved slowly, maintaining a wide formation to control the direction of travel. When the leopard left the branch and touched the ground, the pack accelerated and closed in from multiple directions, forcing it to react constantly. Closed on the ground, the leopard had to constantly turn and began to slow its pace. It sped towards a wooded area to find an escape route, but the pack of wild dogs remained in pursuit. After a few seconds, the leopard reached a favorable terrain and broke away from the chase, demonstrating how terrain determines the ability to maintain distance. On the vast grasslands, lions are muscular predators that excel in short bursts of attack. An adult can reach speeds of nearly 60 kilometers per hour over short distances, enough to take down large prey. When hunting, they prefer ambushes to long chases, and females often take on the role of approaching. When faced with this hunting tactic, the pack of wild dogs doesn't charge straight in, but maintains distance, circling and changing positions rhythmically. They observe the lion's reactions to find openings. As the lion turns in various directions, the pack of dogs closes in short bursts before withdrawing, maintaining consistent pressure. Faced with successive close-range attacks, the lion switches to defense and loses its initial attack rhythm. It tries to react with short lunges, but the dogs dodge in time and continue to press. After a short distance, the lion chooses to leave the area to reduce risk. This result shows that in open space, coordination and a consistent movement rhythm can diminish the effectiveness of individual attacks, even from a superior species. In the grasslands of East and South Africa, such as the Serengeti, impalas often stand on the boundary between the grass and the bush. They forage and observe, always ready to leave when they detect danger. When threatened, the entire pack disperses within seconds, completely altering their movement pattern. Noticing a change in the prey's movements, the pack of wild dogs began to corner the impala, relentlessly approaching from multiple directions, forcing it to dive into the water to escape. Instead of attacking immediately, they stalked along the banks, observing the prey's swimming direction in the middle of the stream. Waiting for the moment, the impala slowed down and lost its rhythm. The entire pack accelerated, swarming from both sides, cornering and gradually narrowing the space in the water, leaving the prey with no escape route. After a few seconds, the pack of wild dogs gained control of the area, ending the chase. This demonstrates that dispersion only provides a temporary advantage when the predator remains close. In tropical and subtropical regions, crocodiles live in rivers, lakes, and swamps, where many animals congregate to drink. In Africa, Nile crocodiles appear along large rivers, where the food source is always stable. Most of the time, they lie still near the water's edge, observing their surroundings, maintaining a waiting position. The pack of wild dogs approached and began circling the grass. They maintained their distance, then shifted positions step by step to test the crocodile's reaction. As the distance narrowed, the pack accelerated and closed in from multiple directions, creating constant pressure that forced the crocodile to turn and find its way back to the water. This pressure caused the crocodile to constantly change direction and struggle to maintain stability. It tried to break through the encirclement, but the pack of wild dogs kept blocking its path. After a few seconds, the crocodile found an opening and slithered towards the water. The encounter ended when it returned to its familiar environment, demonstrating the advantage of adapting to the environment. In arid and semi-desert regions of Africa, such as Namibia and Botswana, oryx are adapted to conditions with little water and high temperatures. They move across open terrain, observing from a distance and detecting danger early. When unusual signs are detected, oryx retreat before being approached, maintaining a safe distance and a steady rhythm of movement in open environments. From an initial distance, the pack of wild dogs maintained a slow pace to avoid detection. When the oryx accelerated its retreat, The entire pack simultaneously increased speed and pursued closely behind. They maintained close contact in short bursts, preventing the prey from stabilizing its course. Forced by this constant pace, the oryx had to change direction and gradually slow down. It tried to maintain its running rhythm and find an escape route, but all its movements were followed. After a few seconds, the pack of dogs closed in and took control, ending the chase. This shows that initial advantages can be quickly eroded when the pursuit is maintained at a steady pace. In open woodlands and semi-desert areas, hyenas live in well-organized groups. They travel long distances to find food, preferring open areas with ample opportunity to approach prey. When approaching or competing for food, each individual maintains a specific position, creating a stable structure in their movement. Based on this movement pattern, the pack of wild dogs doesn't approach directly but observes. One dog moves forward to attract attention, while the other circles around to block the hyena's path. When the hyena reacts, the pack of dogs quickly shifts positions and applies pressure from multiple directions. This shift forces the hyena to constantly turn, distracting its attention. It tries to maintain its position and react, but cannot maintain control when approached from multiple directions. After a while, the pack of dogs gradually reduces the distance, while the hyena retains its original position. When both have high endurance, the one that maintains a coordinated rhythm and changes positions appropriately will control the situation better in the long run, contributing to the balance between species in the same environment. On the edges of forests and rocky terrain in Africa, baboons are well adapted to a variety of conditions. They are agile climbers, use their limbs efficiently, and observe their surroundings to detect danger. When threatened, adults can stand still to create an opening before retreating, maintaining their agility. When the monkey leaves its safe position and descends to a lower area, the pack of wild dogs maintains a wide formation and approaches cautiously. They move in circles, adjusting their positions to observe the monkey's reaction. When the distance is close enough, the entire pack accelerates and closes in from multiple directions, forcing the monkey to constantly turn. The constant movement diminishes the monkey's ability to control its position. It heads towards areas with trees or rocks to escape, but the pack of dogs remains in pursuit. After a short distance, the pack of dogs takes a favorable position and forces the monkey out of the area, ending with the collective advantage. In the vast grasslands, wild buffalo are not predators, but possess very strong defensive instincts. They prioritize protecting their young and react quickly when they detect danger. When threatened, Adult buffalo turn to face the threat instead of running away, maintaining their stance to protect the herd and continuing this pattern of reaction. As soon as an opening appeared, the pack of wild dogs spotted a buffalo that had separated from the group and began observing from a distance. They circled around, adjusting their positions to observe its reaction. When the buffalo turned defensively, the entire pack accelerated and closed in short bursts, forcing the buffalo to react in multiple directions simultaneously. Having to turn in multiple directions gradually destabilized the buffalo. It tried to counterattack to break free, but the pack of dogs followed closely, maintaining their pace. After a few seconds, the dogs gained a favorable position and controlled the situation, demonstrating that when cornered in open space, defensive capabilities diminish. In the vast sky, an eagle circles silently, observing every small movement on the ground and waiting for the moment to strike. It doesn't rush, for just one precise moment is enough to swoop down at high speed and close in on its prey in seconds. The encounters are quick, but each attack demonstrates how the advantage from above can decide the entire situation. On a vast, windless expanse of snow, a lone red fox moves in search of food, its 10 to 15-pound body helping it maintain balance on the cold, slippery snow. It walks slowly, its ears perked up to catch the slightest sound beneath the snow, and every movement is calculated. The prolonged stillness makes its tracks easily discernible, while also placing it within sight from above. At an altitude of about 100 feet, the eagle circles and gradually locks onto its target. It adjusts its trajectory, waiting for a brief moment when the prey exposes an opening. When the opportunity arises, the eagle retracts its wings and swoops down, closing the distance precisely and closing the gap in seconds. The fox detects danger at the last second, accelerates, and changes direction rapidly across the snow to cut off the approach. The eagle maintains its upper axis, dives precisely, and closes the distance quickly. The game ends when the eagle gains the upper angle and closes the gap, while the fox fails to maintain a safe distance. In the icy environment, small deviations quickly accumulate into a disadvantage. The fox relies on rapid changes of direction to maintain distance, while the eagle maintains a steady angle of view and approach. When the distance is locked in a series of close encounters, the outcome is often decided after only a few approaches. Near ponds, swamps, and rice paddies, a nocturnal snake lies basking on the damp ground. During this day, its movements are slower, though it still possesses potent venom and striking coloration. When leaving the water's edge to move, it must traverse open spaces, and it is these movements that gradually draw it to the attention of those above. High above, an eagle circles, keeping its distance while monitoring the waterside area where the snake has just appeared. It tightens its circle and adjusts its position to keep the target in sight. Once the position is clear, The eagle folds its wings and dives rapidly, shifting from surveillance to a direct strike. Sensing the danger, the snake quickly changes direction, attempting to slither toward the water to escape the closing trajectory of the dive. The eagle adjusts its path from aloft, maintaining a steady angle of approach and closing the gap with every move. The encounter concludes when the eagle gains complete control over its prey. In this waterside environment, every movement across the ground carries a distinct risk, a risk that accumulates to determine the final outcome. The snake relies on venom and reflexes for defense, while the eagle leverages its vision and timing to maintain pressure. When the advantage is sustained seamlessly throughout the approach, the result is often determined early on. On the vast grasslands of Australia, a kangaroo moves in search of food, adapting from hot, dry areas to cooler, wooded regions. It usually lives in groups and is always alert to strange sounds, ready to leap away. When separated from the group and moving across open spaces, its attention is focused forward. This gradually exposes its position to movements from above. An eagle circles in the sky, searching for food, maintaining a distance and observing the kangaroo from afar. It doesn't attack immediately, but gradually narrows its approach with each flight. When the prey slows down for a brief moment, the eagle folds its wings and dives down. These rapid approaches quickly close the distance with each movement. The kangaroo accelerates and constantly changes direction to escape the pursuit, but the pressure from above causes its movement to become increasingly unstable. The eagle controls the approach and maintains its advantage with each close call. The situation concludes when the kangaroo can no longer maintain a safe distance. Along the Rocky Mountains and Cascade Range, mountain goats live at altitudes of approximately 9,800 to 13,000 feet, where strong winds and sheer cliffs create a harsh environment. With their split hooves and gripping pads, they can stand on ledges just inches away. But when approaching the edge of the slope, a small misstep can cause them to lose their footing, thus creating a risk of losing balance. Above, the eagle maintains its altitude and uses the wind direction to approach unnoticed. It patiently observes until a young individual separates from the flock and moves near the edge of the rock, thereby silently closing the distance step by step. When the opportune moment arrives, the eagle accelerates along its chosen trajectory, closing in from above, forcing the young to change direction on the steep surface. The disrupted rhythm reduces the grip, and in a brief moment, the target becomes unstable, so the situation gradually tilts in favor of the one who controls the timing better. On this terrain, The advantage lies not in size, but in the ability to control position and timing. For the mountain goat, maintaining balance is crucial for survival, while for the eagle, choosing the precise angle of approach determines the entire course of events, thus clearly establishing the outcome. On the edge of the forest, in the grass and low bushes, a rabbit forages in the open space but always keeps its escape route close at hand. North American rabbits often hide in the bushes, while European rabbits dig complex burrows underground for shelter. It can stand still to avoid detection, and when running, it will constantly change direction in a zigzag pattern. It is these frequent departures from its hiding place that gradually put it within sight of those watching from above. High above, the eagle circles, maintaining a distance to observe the rabbit foraging, gradually narrowing its approach range. It doesn't swoop down immediately, waiting for the prey to momentarily move away from the bushes and slow down. When the moment arrives, the eagle folds its wings and swoops down quickly, closing in. These repeated approaches gradually diminish the rabbit's safe space. The rabbit accelerates and swerves to escape, but the frequent changes of direction cause it to lose stability in the open space. The eagle maintains its approach angle from above, constantly closing in and preventing the prey from regaining distance. The distance is quickly closed with each approach. The situation ends when the eagle gains control and secures its prey. Along a cold river in Alaska, a mature salmon is returning to its birthplace after many years in the ocean. It leaves a small stream, swims out into the Pacific Ocean, and then returns almost exactly to its original location. When encountering strong currents, it must constantly leap to overcome them, and it is these moments that put it in the sights of those watching from above. Perched on the cliffs by the riverbank, an eagle hovers steadily, maintaining distance and observing movement on the water's surface, each circling maneuver narrowing the gap. It adjusts its position, waiting for the fish's trajectory to become clear for a brief moment. When the fish leaps up, the eagle retracts its wings and dives down swiftly, closing in directly. Upon touching the water, the salmon changes direction and attempts to dive deeper to avoid the approach. The eagle maintains its position above, continuously adjusting its trajectory and closing the distance with each close approach. The sequence concludes when the eagle takes control and carries the fish out of the water. In the journey back to its birthplace, each departure from the water creates a clear risk and often determines the outcome. The salmon relies on endurance and precise direction, while the eagle utilizes its vision and timing to maintain pressure. When the advantage is consistently maintained, the outcome is often predetermined very early on. On grasslands, the edges of woodlands, in cold mountain regions, and even in suburban settlements, a nimble coyote searches for food, adapting to a variety of environments. It can hunt small prey or utilize readily available food sources at night, even in human-inhabited areas. When carrying its prey, its attention is focused forward, and this often causes it to ignore movements from above. In the sky, an eagle circles, maintaining distance and following a coyote carrying food. It waits for a moment of distraction, then suddenly swoops down to snatch the food. Repeated close approaches force the coyote to change direction, while the eagle cuts across its path to maintain pressure. The coyote tries to hold on to the food and leave the area, but the constant pressure causes it to lose its advantage. The eagle controls from above and forces its opponent into a disadvantageous position, compelling it to abandon its prey. The sequence concludes with the eagle securing the food, demonstrating how aerial advantage can be decisive. In the midst of the dry and scorched land, where the line between survival and survival is as fragile as breathing, the honey badger steps out as a symbol of pure instinct. Each of its small steps carries an unyielding spirit, ready to confront any strong opponent. In a world where strength often decides, this creature chooses a different path of challenge, perseverance, and defiance. Not hiding in the dark, not relying on speed, the honey badger lives by will and courage. From the moment it appears, nature seems to burst into life with fierce and uncompromising encounters. On the vast grasslands of Africa, lions are seen as symbols of power. A full-grown male can weigh over 500 pounds, with a thick mane and a pounce that can take down an antelope in a flash. It is a dominant force, accustomed to making all other creatures retreat. But today, its opponent is the small and unusual honey badger. Although small, honey badgers are rare, brave creatures, ready to confront large predators like lion. When the lion approached, curious about the low figure digging in the ground, the honey badger raised its head and let out a low but firm roar. It did not retreat, but advanced toward its opponent, showing its defiant instinct. In many recordings, two honey badgers were surrounded by a pride of lions, but still fought back fiercely, causing the giants to retreat. This bold and daring attitude confuses the lion, who often just stands there watching and then walks away, not understanding why the small creature dares to challenge him. The honey badger uses its own tenacity and recklessness to make its opponent wary. Its true strength lies not in its muscles, but in its courage. In the wild, sometimes it is courage and the will to not back down that makes even rulers like lions respected. On the Golden Plains, hyenas are tenacious and resourceful predators. An adult weighs about 140 pounds, with jaws capable of crushing bone with a bite force of 1,100 pounds per square inches. They operate in packs, relying on numbers and tactics to overwhelm their prey. But when faced with a honey badger, that confidence seems to falter. Encounters between the two species are often tense but rarely bloody. Many footage shows a honey badger facing a spotted hyena head-on, stopping, staring, then parting ways in silence. Other times, a single tiny honey badger can make a pack of hyenas hesitate, not daring to approach. The true power of a honey badger lies not in its body, but in its attitude. With confidence, composure, and a fighting stance, it can make even the most fearsome predators retreat. In the wild, sometimes just a steady look is enough to assert one's right to exist. On the dry savanna, jackals are small but intelligent predators that usually live in pairs or small groups. They are agile, well-coordinated when hunting, and rarely attack head-on unless they see a clear opportunity. But in this unpredictable world, sometimes the observer becomes the prey. A rare scene captures a three-way melee. A honey badger is entangled by a python. Then a jackal appears, intervening in the middle of the fight. The fight turns into a final chaotic spiral, with the python defeated and the honey badger escaping with the spoils. In another scene, two jackals coordinate an attack on a pair of honey badgers. This time, the mother honey badger retreats into her den, a rare display of the species' weakness. No creature is invincible. Although the honey badger is known for its bravery, it has had its moments when it has had to retreat to a cooperative or inexperienced opponent. In nature, victory is never absolute, just a delicate balance between strength, intelligence, and chance. The honey badger is one of the toughest and most resilient creatures in the natural world. Although it weighs only about 25 pounds and has a short, stocky body, it possesses strength and courage that far exceeds its small size. Its thick, loose hide helps it maneuver easily when caught, and its sharp claws, nearly 1.5 inches long, are a powerful weapon when fighting or digging beehives. This species possesses an extremely sensitive sense of smell, able to detect beehives or small prey from more than half a mile away. Honey badgers eat everything from insects, snakes, bird eggs to carrion, but their hunting methods always show incredible recklessness and agility. Their aggressive temperament makes them a fearsome threat to many larger animals, including lions and hyenas. When attacked, they do not run away, but are ready to fight back to the end. The honey badger is the embodiment of courage and pure will to survive, a small but indomitable symbol in the wild. On dry, rocky land, venomous snakes lurk, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Cobras can spray venom more than 6 feet away, while black mambas travel up to 12 miles per hour with a bite containing a powerful neurotoxin. They combine speed, precision, and sophisticated camouflage to survive in a harsh world. But in the midst of that danger, the small but brave honey badger is approaching warily, ready to challenge its deadly hunters. When it spots a snake slithering in the grass, the honey badger immediately lowers its body and moves gently. The snake coils up, its head held high, ready to attack. But before it can launch, the honey badger lunges forward, biting straight into the head, paralyzing its opponent in just a few seconds. If it is bitten, it will continue to fight, because the honey badger's body has an amazing ability to withstand poison and recover. Despite facing snakes twice its size, the honey badger remains fearless. When the fight is over, it drags the snake's body out of the bushes and leisurely enjoys its spoils. The image perfectly depicts the survival instinct of the species: small but full of will, reckless but precise, always ready to face danger without hesitation. On the dry, cracked ground of the African plains, the giant monitor lizard is a skilled predator. It grows to over 7 feet long, has a whip-like tail and sharp teeth to hold its prey. Its sluggish appearance hides its ability to strike quickly and accurately, keeping many smaller animals at bay. When confronting the monitor lizard, the honey badger chooses a clever tactic, attacking the tail to avoid being bitten. The fight drags on. The monitor lizard whips its tail fiercely, but the honey badger persists in maintaining the initiative. Sometimes it wins with cunning and persistence. Other times, the monitor lizard escapes by leaping out of a bush. Win or lose, this is always a battle of wits between two resilient creatures. In nature, true strength lies not only in physical strength, but in intelligence and patience.
Here comes another one.
In the world of lone hunters, leopards are masters of agility and strength. With a flexible body and superior acceleration, they can take down prey in seconds. But against a special opponent like a honey badger, that advantage is no longer absolute. The honey badger's secret weapon lies in its thick and loose skin, which allows it to turn around and counterattack, even when being bitten. When a leopard attacks, the honey badger does not run away but immediately retaliates. It uses its sharp claws and teeth to fight back, biting straight into the opponent's face or legs. Although the leopard has superior strength and speed, after a period of struggling, it is forced to retreat, its thick skin and tenacity making even the agile predator falter. Some footage shows the two wrestling fiercely in the grasslands, dust flying everywhere. The leopard repeatedly tries to hold onto its small prey but is helpless before its unbelievable tenacity. When it let go, the honey badger turned around and walked away as if nothing had happened. The honey badger's ability to survive does not come from muscle power, but from its unique body structure and unyielding spirit. In the wild, where speed and strength often matter, the honey badger proves that a strong will to live is the ultimate weapon. From confrontations with lions, leopards, and venomous snakes, honey badger has steadfastly walked through the harsh world. It is not big, not fast, but has a will stronger than most. Every wound, every encounter has engraved the spirit of not retreating. In nature, the ruler is not always the strongest, but the one who dares to confront and never submits.